Hey everyone, this is Tiffany here with another mini mindful movement practice for you. We've done a belly down back bend series before, but I'm a huge fan of belly down time for lots of reasons. I could go off on that for a really long tangent, but I'm just going to give you a couple of tidbits of why you should practice belly down. Have a belly down practice as part of your movement practice. Part of it is we do so much work on our front body and things get really tight. And partially it's them getting stronger. Partially it's them getting stronger without being relaxed. Muscles need to be able to contract and relax to be a healthy muscle. Really that sensation of stretching that we all are kind of striving for is the muscles fighting relaxation. Really, our goal is for the muscles to eccentrically contract or relax to create length in the body, but supportive length. So belly down back bend is a really great way to find that supportive lengthening of the front body while also helping to create some strengthening to the back body and help us connect ourselves to our back body by being belly down. Belly down back bends oftentimes far less scary for most of us, and also just a great way to kind of relax. Let all of your belly organs, we don't think or talk a lot about our belly organs in the fitness world. The movement world is a lot more kind of into talking about that, but our organs fill up a lot of space internally, and so they create a support network, but they can also hold tension and tension patterns that aren't supportive to our movement patterns and daily life and daily living. That can lead to pain, chronic pain, and injury down the line. So belly down back bend is just a great way to help give us a little counterbalance to all the work we often do in strengthening all the parts that we can see. So I am just past 19 weeks pregnant. I am still loving my belly down back bends. I know my time is limited. I know there are a lot of women out there who are not able to do belly down back bends as far along in pregnancy as I tend to be able to, just because of my anatomy and the way my babies seem to grow. But if you are a prenatal expecting mama, early stages of pregnancy, as long as it feels comfortable to be on your belly, try to spend a little time belly down, even if that's just breathing. So this little sequence is fairly simple, but really fruitful. So I want you to feel, whether you're prenatal or postnatal, this is great for postnatal, postpartum mamas, putting things back together again, kind of grounding into with gravity, to try to stick with your belly down back bends as long as possible. For the rest of the wide world out there who are not prenatal or postpartum, do your belly down back bends. They will help you stay out of pain in both your low back and your neck. And the more dynamic we can stay in our ribs, then kind of the more supportive we can get to all the movements that we want to stay connected with. So enough of my talking, let's get to some moving. All you're gonna need is a little bit of space and a little bit of patience with yourself. So come onto your bellies and start with your hands stacked one on top of each other. Rest your forehead on your hands. Your legs should be separated about hip width distance apart, and just let your head rest. Part one, just breathe. Now once you have your head rested on your hands, check that your nose is pointed towards the floor. You should feel like you have some slack in the front of the throat and the back of the neck. Your spine is pretty neutral, your cervical spine specifically, so your neck. I like to try to see if I can feel how close the back of my head is to be in line with the back of my shoulder blades. We all have slightly different anatomies, so it may be really close, it might be a little bit off in one way or the other. It's okay, just breathe. So as you breathe here, bring your attention to your belly. As you breathe in to the belly, see if you can feel the corresponding expansion into the low back. So as we breathe in, we're creating a support network for the low back. As we breathe out, feel everything kind of soften and draw in. So we find that natural curve there. Yep, so just even breathing in and out here, a great way to kind of release back spasms or when things are just kind of gone haywire. Good. From here, make your legs a little active. So I'm not asking you to work your legs up. I'm just asking you to reach your leg bones energetically away from your pelvis, just enough so that you feel the muscles, the connective tissue around the leg bones say, all right, I'm ready to do something if you need me to do something. So keeping the reach of the legs. Now imagine a string to the tip of your nose, traveling through the back of your head, coming out the back of your skull. Right about so. And gently float your head off of your hands, maybe an inch at most, keeping your nose pointed straight down towards the floor. Ground through your elbow joints here, just enough to create some support for the head and the neck. Maintain this position. Now notice if you're dropping into your shoulders, relax your shoulders away from your ears. I don't want you to actively pull them down and lock them there. I want them to feel like they're floating on the back of their ribs, but we're also not collapsed. So part one, we just keep the head here. Breathe. Feel work happening in the back of the head potentially. Continue to breathe. And then you unfold your forearms out so you're almost in a sphinx-like position. So it's like a low sphinx. But you have a little bit more grounding opportunity through your palms and your forearms to support the back of the head, the neck, the shoulders. Again, shoulders are stable but not locked down, so they can still be a little dynamic if we need them to be. Good. Still breathing here. Maybe you can see the expansion and the softening as I breathe in and out. It's a little bit more exaggerated than carrying a baby here. So from here, we're going to add. Ground both of your legs down, reach both of your legs equally away, so you still have that reach of your legs. On your next inhale, float your right leg up. And I don't care how high it is. Height is not the important part. You're just pushing up against gravity. As you push up with your right leg, keep grounding down with your left leg so it feels like your legs are working equal amounts. Grounding and lifting. They're supporting each other, contrary actions. And then we gently lower down with an exhale. And then ground down. Inhale, float your left leg up. Good. Now if you feel like you're tipping over to the left-hand side, it means you're not grounding enough on the right side to keep the pelvis level. Good. I'm right about getting to my edge of doing these single leg lifts being not quite as comfortable as they used to be, but it still feels pretty good. And then we lower down. Good. Keep the gentle but active reach of the legs. Ground through the palms. And now push your palms energetically down and away to lift your upper thoracic. So your upper rib cage. Your head and neck don't change shapes. Take a breath or two here. And then gently lower down. Yep, noticing, so I went a little bit far. I had a little lift of my head. Good. Ground here. Try to maintain the shape of the neck. Good. This time, keeping the grounding through the forearms. They're your counterbalance for your legs now. Inhale, float both legs up. And this actually feels better for me than one leg at a time because of the baby. If it feels like you're dumping into your low back, find a reach of your tail between your heels. Breathe. Good. On an exhale, gently lower the legs down. Find the grounding and the reaching, and then push down and out through the palms. Float the chest up. So notice it's not a very big movement, but our goal is not to be doing this with our head or neck. And then gently land it down. Fold your arms back in. Rest your head back down. So that's kind of the whole sequence once through. Good. Shake your tail feathers, unwind it, and breathe. Good. Take your hands underneath you. Push yourself up to an all fours position just to do a little counter. So find your setup of quadruped pose, hands shoulder width, knees hip width. Good, and we're gonna inhale, reach the breastbone forward. Exhale, lift the breastbone up, drop the tail down. And we're gonna lift the breastbone forward, tailbone up. And exhale. Come back to neutral, and then just come to any variation of child's pose that feels good. Good, and bring it back up. So the little sequence we did just there, you can repeat that sequence 2 or 3 times to get a pretty good kind of full back body, front body connection, strengthening, lengthening. Just because things are lengthening does not mean they're not strengthening. So remember that. And I hope you have fun playing with your belly down back bends. Wherever you are in your movement practice, try to have at least a few minutes for your belly down back bends. And enjoy today's mini movement practice. See you guys next time.